Everybody, welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. I'm here with my friend Lori Dodson, and she's going to be one of our panelists at the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit happening April 19th and 20th. Lori, oh my God, girlfriend. You guys, I have a little bit of a crush on Lori. She's going to be one of our panelists on April 19th. She's on the mindset panel that's going to be starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. You are not going to want to miss this conversation that this panel is going to do. Lori is a wonderful gift to humanity, and I'm so excited that she is going to be sharing with us. So, Miss Lori, will you tell everybody a little bit about yourself for the people that don't know you?
Okay, so I am Lori Dodson, and first of all, so excited to be here. Thank you so much. This summit is going to be epic. Like the lineup that you have brought together is mind-blowing. So thank you, and I'm honored to be here. I'm an integrative business coach. What does that mean? It means that I help predominantly female entrepreneurs who have done a lot of personal development, who have done a lot of spiritual development, who have practiced the law of attraction, doing their gratitude journal. They're doing all the things, but there seems to be something just still missing. There seems to be something that they just can't put the last final pieces to allow their life to really start to flow with ease and abundance. And so what I do is I help them really dig into the difference between their cognitive mind, their subconscious mind, their superconscious mind. And then we take all of that, we line it all up, and we infuse that, we put that into their business. And now the sky's the limit.
Love that. Oh my gosh, girl. So, tell us, why do you do what you do?
Yeah, it's I like to start with like it was my own psychosis, right?
Mm.
I had a tumultuous environment in my head. And I had everything on the outside, everything on the outside. I was flying around the world. I was teaching people how to build their business and authentic businesses, right? And yet, when I got alone with myself, I had this spiral down and suicidal thoughts and like self hatred. And it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any cognitive sense because I was I was aware enough in my mind to look outside of me and go, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. So why am I so empty inside? And so it took me on a journey to spiritual development and recognizing that we have this world inside of us that allows us to really choose the life that's happening outside of us. And so I got really intimate with this inside of me. But what happened was I kind of swung the pendulum, and then it was all about just what was inside of me, what was inside of me. And then everything outside of me started crumbling. And I was like, I want it all. I wanted it all. And so then I was like, okay, how did I have this before? And now I have this, but how do I have both? And so just through a series of serendipitous times with my spiritual guide, God, whatever anybody calls it, I just got this amazing download of now what I call the EMPHORY Method. And it really is putting all of those pieces of the different consciousnesses that make up us into place so that now the ease of having it all is available to anyone.
Wow, I love that. So I know there's a lot of people that talk about, manifestation and the law of attraction. And can you talk about, is that something that you encourage or is that something that you discourage?
Yeah, the answer is yes. I encourage it and I discourage it. The reason why is because it's very misunderstood, right?
Mm.
We throw around this thing called the law of attraction. And I remember being at an event that I was speaking at, and I said, hey, how many of you have heard of the law of attraction? And people, yeah. How many of you have applied the law of attraction? Yeah. I said, how many of you did it not work for? Yeah. And I said, what if I told you that's impossible? And I heard this beautiful soul from the back of the room go, then you'd be wrong. And I got so excited because that is the very thing that we don't understand, that it is a law. It can't not happen. But when we're applying it as if it were a tool, now we're off base. And now we're trying to apply something that just is, that is self-evident, right? But when we stop and actually learn those different parts of our mind that have to be aligned in order for manifestation to happen, well, then now we're working with the law instead of against the law. So
Wow.
it's both.
So here's a funny story about it. So back in the day, way back in the day, I was working in an office and I decided that I wanted this certain car. And I read The Secret. I saw the Oprah thing, right? The Oprah, everybody saw The Secret on the Oprah thing, right? That's how long ago this was. And so I decided that I wanted this car. And I started saying, every time I saw someone driving the car, I would say, oh, there's my car. My kids got so annoyed because they were like, no, that's not your car. And I'm like, and I put up a picture of the car in my office. And then one day I was driving down the road and there was this little mom and pop dealership that I had to drive by every single day. There was my car, front and center. And I was like, oh, my car is there, because I cleaned out my car. Like I had to make it ready for me to trade it in. And I couldn't trade it in if it was a freaking disaster and had kid crap everywhere. So I cleaned out my car to get ready for my car. And then my car showed up. And I remember driving to around the corner was the football field where my husband and my kids were. And I saw my husband. I said, I'm going to go get my car because it's at the dealership right now. And so I'll be there if you need me. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to go get, he's like, without me? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go get my car. And so I went in there and I basically was like, yeah, there, you have my car out there. So I'm just here to pick it up. Sign the paperwork, boom. And he was like, I can't believe you did that by yourself. And I was like, yeah, for $250 a month. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was my car though. And that was my car. It's not anymore, but it was my car for a while. But it was it was something that I was very intentional about it. And I think one of the things that I hear people say is they're like, well, I'm trying to manifest $1 million. I'm like, but what are you doing to you can't just say I want $1 million and the universe is going to provide it to you. Like, it doesn't work that way. You actually have to also do work. What the hell,
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. Otherwise we'd all be millionaires.
100%. And that's the greatest misunderstanding, is that there's two parts, right? And we either have people who are out there doing the hustle and doing the toil, or they're over here doing the, no, I set an intention, it's coming, but yet they're not lining up with the action steps that actually take them to it. And so it really is understanding both sides of the equation.
Yeah.
And most people are only looking at one side or the other.
Yeah. So speaking of intentions, can you talk about what's the difference between setting goals and setting intentions?
Ooh, this is one of my favorites. So let me give you just a little backstory of kind of what I already alluded to, these two sides of us, right? So we are by nature 100% human, physical, here we are. We are also 100% spirit, the ether, our mind, our imagination, right? We're two sides to one whole, right? And most of the time when people are setting goals, they're 100% on their human side. So it's a physical, tangible, measurable goal. Here's the things that I have to do, right? And it's all about a numbers game. It's all about the hustle. It's all about the doing, right? Now, most people, when you ask, well, what's the intention? Well, my intention is okay, but I could have the intention of going to the store and never actually getting in my car and going to the store, right? So we think we're setting an intention as if it were a goal, right? But we're missing those action steps. But yet if you're setting the action steps but you don't have the intention of success, then you'll do all the action things and not win, right? And so when we put, again, the two together, in fact, inside the container of empowered abundance, we call them go-gessions, because they're goals, intentions, and targets
I
all
love
in
that.
one. And what it does is it addresses both parts, right?
Mm.
My intention is to have 10 people join my group, my podcast, my whatever, like get followers, whatever. My intention is 10 people. And the goal is to do these action steps on the way. And when we put both of those together now, okay, well, say we get 9 people instead of 10. Well, okay, but we've got that target and we're closer than we would have been had we not done anything, right? So we're moving in the right direction. And then we can look back and go, okay, what did I learn? What happened with this particular goal, my tangible? And do I have to set a higher intention? Was 10, did 10 not pull me enough in my desire? And maybe I needed to say 30 so that I could have gotten a little bit closer to 30, right? And so it's all about like doing the thing, taking the feedback, reassessing, doing the thing, taking the feedback, right? But really the difference between a goal and intention typically is those tangible, practical, and then the desire, ethereal. But when we put both together,
That's
now
where the
we're
magic
cooking.
happens.
Yeah.
Yay, I love it. I am so excited that you're going to be coming to share with us at the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit. That is a mouthful.
It is. I'm glad you said it.
It is a mouthful. So be sure to tune in on April 19th in the Mindset Panel, 8 a.m. Pacific time, to come and hear Lori, and she's going to knock everybody's socks off. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I can't wait. I keep saying that, but I'm like legitimately, I can't wait. This is going to be so fun.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys later.